God's calling. God speaks to you, gently reminding you that everything you've been feeling is not a coincidence. The thoughts and inner stirrings that seem to come out of nowhere are not random, but divine calls meant to awaken something deeper within you. Even during moments when you weren't actively seeking or praying, God was still answering your heart's unspoken cries. When you felt distant, even while surrounded by people, that was God calling you into quiet, a space where He could speak clearly to your soul. The strange hunger, the subtle ache that you couldn't explain, was not confusion or aimless wandering. It was God's voice softly pulling you towards something greater than what the world could ever offer. These moments of restlessness, when you couldn't pinpoint what you were missing, are not signs of weakness or confusion, they are signals of spiritual summons. God is inviting you to listen, to step into the quiet where His voice can be heard, and to embrace the divine purpose He has been preparing for you all along. God's purpose for you. God reveals to you that the discomfort you've been feeling, that constant sense of misalignment in your life, is not a failure or a sign that you're not good enough. It's a holy reminder that you have been created for something greater. You've spent so much time adapting, surviving, and making do with environments that never truly matched who you are or what you were meant to become. You have dimmed your light, hidden parts of yourself, and molded yourself to fit places and expectations that never fully embraced your potential. But God did not create you to merely survive or blend in. He designed you for something extraordinary, something that goes beyond the narrow boundaries of the world's expectations. The discomfort, the subtle but constant feeling that something is missing, is not an accident. It is God's way of signaling that you were made for more. These feelings are sacred nudges, guiding you toward a life that reflects your true purpose, a purpose that cannot be confined by your current surroundings or circumstances. You are being called to rise, to embrace the fullness of who you are, and to step into the greater destiny that God has always intended for you. This is not about perfection or success as the world defines it. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be in alignment with God's divine plan. The unveiling of truth. God assures you that your true purpose has never been lost, even though it may have felt hidden or buried beneath layers of survival. The feelings of confusion, pain, and dissonance you've experienced aren't signs of failure or abandonment. Rather, they are the divine work of God, peeling away the false layers that have been built over time. You have spent so long trying to adapt, to fit into places and roles that never fully honored who you truly are. The masks you've worn to protect yourself, the defenses you've built up to survive, are now being gently removed. God is not exposing you to shame but restoring you to the fullness of who He made you to be. He is reactivating your sensitivity to His voice and to the deeper parts of your soul. This is not a moment of destruction, but of restoration, where what was once hidden is now being revealed. Your true self, the one created in God's image, is being brought into the light. The layers of self-doubt and survival instincts that have kept you hidden for so long are being gently peeled back to reveal the person you were always meant to become. God is calling you to rediscover your true identity, to see yourself as He has always seen you, and to step into the fullness of your divine purpose. The call to trust and surrender. In this moment, God is inviting you to surrender, to release the parts of yourself you have never fully trusted with others. You may have believed that you had to handle things on your own, that showing vulnerability or weakness would lead to rejection or failure. But God is asking you to trust Him with the parts of you that have been hidden, the parts you've kept locked away out of fear or shame. You don't have to pretend that everything is fine anymore. God knows your heart, your fears, your struggles, and He still calls you to come near. This is not a call to perform or to prove anything. This is a call to simply be present with God, to let go of the masks you've worn for so long, and to allow Him to work through your imperfections. Trust is not about having all the answers or being able to fix everything on your own. It's about letting go and surrendering to God's will, knowing that His love and guidance are enough. God is not asking you to be perfect, but to be honest and open. He wants you to trust that He sees you beyond your flaws and failures, and that in His hands, you can be healed, restored, and empowered. Surrendering is not about weakness, it's about acknowledging that God's strength is greater than your own, and that only in His arms can you find true peace, restoration, and purpose. Transformation through pain and waiting. God acknowledges the pain and waiting seasons you've endured, reminding you that those moments were not wasted but were part of His divine process to shape and prepare you. You may have wondered why the path was so difficult, why certain doors remained closed, or why you had to endure so much. But God has a purpose in every season, and He used the pain, the delays, and the detours to build strength, resilience, and deeper roots within you. These experiences weren't meant to harm you, rather, they were designed to refine you, to remove the distractions, and to awaken the depths of your faith. The waiting period, though challenging, wasn't a time of abandonment or neglect, but a time of divine preparation. It's in the silence that God deepens your sensitivity, in the tension that your discernment is sharpened, and in the delays that your patience is strengthened. Though it may feel like progress is slow, every step you've taken, every tear you've shed, has been seen and collected by God. The pressure you've faced is not a sign that you're behind, it is preparation for the next season of release. Now, as the time for unveiling draws near, God is assuring you that everything you've been through has served to bring you to this moment, where you are ready to step into what He has planned for you. God now calls you to embrace the moment of transformation that is unfolding. You have been waiting, enduring, and growing, and now it is time to take action. This is not a time to rush or try to make things happen in your own strength, but rather a time to be present, to trust in God's timing, and to step forward with confidence. The invitation is to prepare yourself not through more striving, but by making space for God's presence and guidance. It's about recognizing that the shift is already happening, and you don't need to control it, just align yourself with what God is doing. You're being called to let go of old patterns of thinking and acting that no longer serve you, and to trust that God is guiding you toward a new way of living, one that is more in tune with His will and purpose for your life. The call to action is not about proving yourself to others, but about trusting God with every part of your journey, knowing that He is working behind the scenes, preparing you for what's to come. This is the moment to lean in, to quiet the noise, and to listen to God's voice with a heart ready to follow His lead. As you do so, you'll begin to see the fruits of your faithfulness. Spiritual and personal growth. In this season, God is inviting you to embrace the transformation that has been quietly taking place within you. Your faith, obedience, and the lessons you've learned in private have not gone unnoticed. Even when no one saw your struggles, your quiet faithfulness, or your sacrifices, God saw them all, and He is now rewarding you for your consistency. You may feel as though you've been waiting in the shadows, but God has been preparing you for this moment, and now, the time has come for the fruit of your labor to be revealed. This is not about proving yourself to others or seeking the approval of the world. This is about stepping into the fullness of who you are in God's eyes, understanding that your worth is not determined by external success or recognition, but by the divine calling He has placed on your life. God is calling you to grow spiritually and personally, to deepen your relationship with Him and step into the new level of authority and purpose He has prepared for you. This growth is not a one-time event, it is a continuous journey of becoming more aligned with God's will. You are being called to embrace peace, trust in God's provision, and recognize that His plans for you are far greater than what you could ever achieve on your own. It's time to stop striving in your own strength and start walking in the strength and grace that God has already provided for you. Call to action, embrace the moment. God's call to action is not one of rushing or forcing things to happen, but of embracing the present moment with full awareness of what God is doing in your life. It is a call to slow down, to be still, and to trust that God's timing is perfect. There's no need to rush toward the future or dwell on the past. God is calling you to step fully into the now, into the present, where He is working. This is the time to release control and allow God to move in His way, in His time. He is asking you to make space for His presence in your daily life, to cultivate a deeper relationship with Him through prayer, meditation, and reflection. It's a call to let go of old habits and ways of thinking that have kept you stuck, and to trust that God is leading you towards something far greater. The moments that once seemed insignificant or mundane are now filled with divine purpose. Embrace this time of waiting and transformation, not as a passive experience, but as an active choice to align your heart and spirit with God's plan. You don't need to force the doors open or chase after opportunities. God will bring them to you at the right time. The invitation is to stay present, to trust Him with your journey, and to move forward with the assurance that He is working all things together for your good. Your calling is not something you need to strive to attain, it is already unfolding as you walk in faith and trust in God's guidance. The revelation of your true self. God is calling you to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be, beyond the limitations you've placed on yourself and beyond what others have told you could be. For too long, you may have defined yourself by the labels of the past, failure, disappointment, or even the expectations of others. But God sees you differently. He sees the depth of your heart, your true identity, and the unique purpose He has for you. You are not defined by your mistakes, nor are you bound by the pain you've endured. God is revealing the real you, the person He created before the world influenced you, before the scars of life began to shape your identity. This is the moment where God is awakening your spirit to the truth of who you are in Him. You are not defined by what you've lost or what you've gone through, but by the calling He has placed on your life. As you let go of the false identities and embrace your true self, you will begin to see the potential God has placed inside you. The things that once held you back, the fears and insecurities, will start to fall away, and you will step into the powerful, anointed life God always intended for you. You are more than what the world has labeled you, you are God's beloved child, and He is revealing your true worth. Final invitation. God's final invitation to you is to come closer. This is not a call to perform or prove anything to others, it is a call to get real with God, to present yourself fully and honestly before Him. He is not asking for your perfection, but for your heart, your vulnerability, and your willingness to surrender. There is no need to pretend to have it all together. God is inviting you into a deeper relationship with Him, one that is built on trust and intimacy. He wants you to bring your true, raw self to Him, your doubts, your fears, your pain, and your hopes. God is ready to meet you in those places, to heal the broken parts, and to restore you to your original design. This invitation is about connection, not performance. It is about walking with God in a deep, intimate relationship where you no longer hide parts of yourself but allow Him to fully transform you from the inside out. You are not alone in this journey, God is with you, and He has never stopped loving you. His presence is not conditional on your performance or your perfection, it is based on His unwavering love for you. This is the time to let go of the burdens you've been carrying and to step into the freedom that comes with fully surrendering to God's will for your life. Let this moment be the beginning of a new chapter, one where you walk in His grace, knowing that you are fully known, fully loved, and fully called by His name.